Good evening, folks. I wanted to do a video about the status quo. I was working today and I was thinking about the status quo and how people are willing to accept the status quo of a lot of things. We got employees, employers, and a lot of it right now is there's a demand for workers right now because of the COVID. A lot of people don't want to work, etc. So what this has created is this gap of that stuff that employers are willing to accept the status quo or just par in employment. And I think this is not a good policy to start doing. And I've seen employers accept this, and I think it sends a wrong message because eventually this whole thing with the COVID will change and the economy will pick up, and then we'll have this era of the status quo, or we'll just accept things the way they are or just do a minimum to get by. And I think that's a wrong concept to take. I think it sets into motion an area or an acceptance of the status quo, or just accepting par. The problem is for an employer who wants to bring out or give out the best of his employees. So the goal here is there might have to be incentives offered. For instance, I think of reasons, a friend of mine reached out to me about something, and I said, well, maybe come up with a star system or give out a $10 Starbucks gift card for somebody that goes 30 days, or even a $15 Starbucks or whatever, some kind of reward for people that do not miss any time for 30 days. The concern here that occurred when this guy, a friend of mine, owns a printing company, we talked last night about this, is it creates an incentive for people. I believe what's going to occur, and I do believe this, like I said, with the COVID, that certain companies will fold because they accept the status quo. And I don't think that's not unfair to the employee, but it's not unfair to the customers, nor is it fair to the individual who owns the company, because when you accept the status quo or say just get enough to get by, I think it sets into motion not your stellar employees. So for this case, I believe people need to start looking at when they're hiring for above people other than status quo. And you can see that because you give a 30-day trial period to people, or you get a 60-day probationary period, and you see whether this person's going to work or not work. And like I said, I've had jobs before where this has occurred when I'm into a middle management or even an upper middle management position, and realize, well, this is not going to work, or that's not going to work, because you got to at least give something a 60-day trial to see if it's going to work. So folks, the goal is for anybody not to accept the status quo. For instance, in my own life, I don't accept the status quo for me to achieve my goals, nor do I accept that. And I've talked about this before, my inner circle of friends, and then I have the outer circle of friends that I always give my best. I have this philosophy of maximus mentality. In other words, I give the greatest for the greatest day for the greatest number of people, 24 days, 7 days a week. And if I don't feel that I'm doing that, then I need to assess what I'm doing wrong, so I keep that maximus mentality and not just accept the status quo. There again, I think this is going to occur with the millennials, also the Delta A's, and etc. with the generations. I've also seen this now with people, the baby boomers, they're not going back to work, and also the next generation after that, and also Gen X, who see this status quo thing as part of the thing and saying, well, I want to do my own company. And necessarily that may not be a good case, but here again, when you have a company, you can't just expect the status quo and things to happen. That's not going to occur. You have to come up and separate yourself from other people. You have to separate yourself when you have a company from other people. So anyway, these are some points that I wanted to share about status quo. Accepting status quo, in my opinion, will lead to failure, because the fact that you're just existing day to day and have no goals and objectives. And granted, some people might argue with me about it, but I think if you're average over a long period of time without not trying to achieve higher goals, I think you're going to lose out in the long run. Granted, you're going to fail, and people do fail, but then you assess that and you move forward. Anyway, these are some food for thought, some generalizations about how you might be able to obtain the status quo. And part of that is you need to be reflective, meditate, and figure out what I always say, test and retest, to figure out what works, what doesn't work, so you don't find yourself in that status quo. Anyway, these were just some food for thoughts for today. Folks, have a nice weekend, and I'll do a video real soon. Anyway, please like and subscribe. Please remember I have 2 books out. Don't Buy That Lottery Ticket, which I just published in October, which is available on Amazon. And then last year I had Empowerment and Change. Both of these books are now available on Amazon. Anyway, folks, have a great day, and I'll hope to talk to you soon. Any comments or questions, please email me at bthomasmillerpsych@gmail.com. Anyway, talk to you real soon, folks. Have a great day. Bye.